Talks between Russia and Ukraine are underway in Berlin, where the German foreign minister says they've agreed to pull back heavy weapons. Just hours after the announcement, a trolley bus was struck by shelling near the city centre of Donetsk, killing at least 6 people. After days of attacks by pro-Russian rebels, Ukraine's military says it's pulling out of the fight for Donetsk airport's main terminal. Stephanie Bolchi reports.
Hollowed out homes and bullet-riddled buildings. This is Ukraine's eastern city of Donetsk. Olga, who runs a local store here, narrowly escaped a rocket attack.
When I heard a second missile approaching, I immediately closed the door to my shop. The shrapnel hit my friend's shop and part of mine, and I crouched down and part of the shrapnel came over my head.
Others weren't so fortunate. The following day, an attack on a bus stop, killing passengers and passers-by. The force of the blast knocking out windows in a nearby apartment. Nearly 5,000 people have died since the conflict began last April. More than 1 million people displaced. Despite a ceasefire agreement in Minsk last September and another truce in December, fighting continues. The primarily symbolic Donetsk airport near the Russian border has been the centre of many of the battles. Separatists are fighting for independence from Kiev, while Ukrainian troops are trying to restore their sovereignty.
We have more than 9,000 troops of Russian Federation on my territory, including more than 500 tanks and heavy artillery and armed personnel carrier. If this is not an aggression, what is the aggression?
Russia vehemently denies its soldiers are fighting with the rebels.
Concerning the flow of troops and weapons, we have heard of it many times. I always say that if you are saying it with such certainty, then show us the facts. No one is able to provide us with the facts or does not want to provide them. I do not know.
It's a point that threatened to derail crisis talks in Berlin between foreign ministers from Ukraine, Russia, France and Germany. They've made inroads at re-establishing last year's crumbling peace agreement.
Today there has finally been an agreement that the demarcation line, as stated and marked in the Minsk agreement, will be the line that will mark from where, as of now, heavy weaponry has to be withdrawn. We have agreed on the line and on the further procedure.
But will these talks achieve long-lasting peace on the ground? Stephanie Bolchi, ABC News.